What does it take to be able to understand, comprehend, and own the truth? Because the truth is the most unpopular, painful, and overwhelming subject for anybody to even go into, because it requires you going through quite a number of layers of an onion, basically. So we're talking about your own personal truth. That includes all of your foibles, all of the dark side of your own personality, as well as comprehending as above, so below. So we talked about the below, as above, the global situation, the local situation. So if you imagine the human psyche, now the psyche is obviously short for psychology. What we're talking not just about the mainstream orthodox psychology that we talk about in the West, but also the subconscious. If you imagine that as a Windows operating system, and you have a number of different programs running, and each program basically is vying for an amount of energy that so you've got a battery runs on so many kilohertz, and each program is running and basically takes up that a certain amount of kilohertz. If those programs are parasitical and don't serve you, then basically you're going to be leaking psychological energy left, right, and centre. So the psyche and its capacity to handle the truth has to be efficient. It cannot have any leaks whatsoever, and all the programs that are running need to be completely authentic, rooted into the subconscious, and operating based upon that individual personal essence, the God-given essence, whatever you want to call it, because everyone's got something which is completely unique. Now, when that gets filtered, when there is a trauma that exists in life, whether it be through, parents splitting up, through relationships, even traumas which come from past lives, believe it or not, or even basically you're undergoing a traumatic situation because that you might not even be aware of, because your level of consciousness doesn't even comprehend that what you're doing to yourself or the situations that you're in are harmful to you. You may well be addicted to drugs. You may well be eating foods which are poisoning you. You may well be in relationships which are no good for you. You might be in a job which is completely opposed to the qualities that you can offer society. You may be involved in social groups that basically are toxic to you. So you may well believe what they say on the TV, about what's going on politically, what's going on economically. You may well think, that, I don't know, you might be in nationalism. You might believe that, what we're doing over in other countries regarding the military. So there are a number of different mind control programs which are running. A very, very basic one is about the ego, the personality which we develop in order to protect ourselves and use within society. Now, people hold on to these identities because they enable them to operate in groups and they allow protection. And what should happen is you grow out of these identities, but a lot of people don't. They hold on because they don't want to be isolated. They don't want to be called. They don't want to be excluded. Now, unfortunately, one of the prerequisites to having an integrated psyche is through the process of isolation, where you renounce society and you go away. You deal with your shit, yeah. You pass the test. You individuate, as Carl Jung would say. Carl Jung was the grandfather of psychoanalysis and psychotherapy, and he talks about being congruent. So if you have all these programs or these particular aspects of your psyche which fit together perfectly like a jigsaw, then there is no energetic escape, and then you are able then to realize exactly who you are and why you've come, and also what else is going on in the outside world. Now, obviously, the rulers and the society, it operates to divide and conquer and create as much schism as possible. It's a parasitical system, which is meant like death by a thousand cuts. So, because when you are weak psychologically, and when you have a jumbled up psyche, you are easy to control. And this is why, and people tend to say, "Oh, don't leave me alone." Like that is where they want to keep you. It's the old mushroom syndrome. Now, the way the truth works about yourself and also about what's going on in the outside world, it works through revelation. Now, you can do your research, but you might not fully go all the way, or you might not fully understand or be ready for that piece of information at the time. It's like, your parents might say something to you. You don't fully understand it, you're not ready yet. Now, a person who, if we were to give you one person who had a classic revelation experience, which is beyond what the mainstream Western society would condone, really, would be the person called David Icke. Yeah? He had a revelation experience, and this information came to him in a kind of magical kind of way. He then went off and did the research and wrote the books. This is one of them here. The Global Conspiracy and How to End It. But ultimately, based upon this experience, which is very hard to understand and very hard to talk to people about, they then had to put the pieces back together and then had to do the research. And this was against all the odds, because he knew that obviously he was going to be treated as a lunatic, and he was going to lose his job. He was going to have family problems, community problems, but he realised his own personal truth, and nothing was going to get in the way. He remained congruent to his principles and to his calling on this planet. And now we are starting to see that David Icke is being proven right. He spoke about Ted Heath back in the 90s. He basically has named and shamed a number of different paedophiles. His research is proven to be correct about Zionism, economics, secret societies, quantum physics, the nature of reality, and one of the big ones, which is the one that people think he's a freak, when he talks about these interdimensional lizards. Yeah. Now, it's a difficult one, this, but the research I've done, and also the intuition, because I've had a revelation experience myself, is there is a parasitic influence on humanity. It exists, and people, why would they spray the chemtrails in the air? Why would they do this to their own people? Why would they create wars and all the rest of it? Hey, son, just give us a minute. It's because we are hosting a parasite. My lad's laughing at me there, but he knows the crack. We are hosting a parasitic influence on society, which is draining us, which prevents people from seeing the truth. So, chew on that one. Google the Archons, yeah? Also, check out David Icke's work, yeah? David Icke, in the Mood's words, I hope he's not right, but you know what? He is. Get congruent, live your life. Woohoo!